I'm here to give Aquarius, Capricorn, and Aries collective a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. I'm making good on my promise to give you all a bonus read for having the highest views on that 2023 Love Forecast series that we did back in January. And I'm really excited to bring this reading to you. We're going to give you your flowers. We're going to look at what do people love and admire about you, all right? Everybody likes to have their cup filled with compliments every now and then. So we're going to see why people think you're the bee's knees, what they think you got going on, and just give you a little bit of that appreciation that everybody needs, right? We all need to feel like we're really seen and acknowledged for who we are. This read is for any strong placement, okay? So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 11th house for Aquarius, 10th house for Capricorn, or first house for Aries, all right? So all good vibes with this one, all good vibes. We're going to go ahead and take care of each of you individually. I'm just going to get the piles shuffled out here. I will have timestamps available for you all after this airs, all right? And let's see here. We're going to put the shuffling down for 2 minutes on the dot. And I'm just going to shuffle out your 3 piles, all right? And then we'll give you each a separate read, and I'll have timestamps for each of your individual reads. So starting out first, make sure I got my deck upright, okay? It's funny because, you know, I picked up the deck and death was in reverse, all right? So I just want to bring in for all 3 of you signs. What people are saying is, you know, don't ever count them out, man. They got what it takes to turn around the grimmest of situations. They have the tenacity and they have the focus and the drive and the strength and endurance to get beyond any kind of obstacle. And I feel like some people are really feeling like you're pulling a proverbial rabbit out of the hat right now. Like you're like the comeback kids, man. So that's a positive message coming out for all 3 of you. Aquarius, Capricorn, and Aries. And first, we're going to shuffle for Capricorn Collective. What do people love and admire about Capricorn Collective? Give Capricorn Collective their flowers. What do people love and admire about the Capricorn Collective? What do people love and admire about Capricorn Collective Spirit? What do people love and admire about Capricorn Collective? All right, got one thing here. And we're going to do 1 card from each or whatever comes out on the pass through, and then I'll do clarification cards during your read, okay, to get you more information. What do people love and admire about, oh, why did I do Capricorn first? It's supposed to be Aquarius first. Capricorn's trying to push to the head of the bunch, all right? We'll redo that one to get another one. Okay, maybe that's why only 1 came out. Like, oh, wait a minute. Aquarius, by far, you had the largest views I've ever gotten on any reading. So thank you so much for your support for the channel. No, Capricorn. I don't know. Maybe you've been having some Capricorn try to take your shine, Aquarius. It ain't going to happen, all right? We got to bring it back to the beginning here. Aquarius Collective. There we go. All right, right off the bat. Aquarius Collective. What's coming in for Aquarius Collective in terms of accolades? What do people love and admire about the Aquarius Collective? Okay. That kind of came up as a crossing influence. Okay, let's see if there's any more for Capricorn Collective. Capricorn's just chomping at the bit. Like, come on, give me my kudos. I'm ready to receive. What do people love and admire about Capricorn Collective? What do people love and admire about Capricorn Collective? What do people, okay, there we got a couple there. Interesting, came out with some crossing influences too. Okay, and what do people love and admire about Aries Collective? What do people love and admire about Aries Collective? What do people love and admire about Aries Collective? What do people love and admire about Aries Collective? What do people love and admire about Aries Collective? All right, just one there. Interesting. Oh, okay. It kind of came off a little like askew. It's like in reverse, but a little askew. All right. Well, let's have a look at it. We only got one. Only one came in for Aries, all right? Only one came in for Aries, but we got a few others there. So let's start out with, get over here to the banners. I'm going to dive right into it. We'll start with Aquarius at 6 on the dot. Okay. So right off the bat, with that 6 time mark coming in Aquarius, people love and admire your ability to really show up and be of service to your community. I'm picking this up very strongly. People acknowledge that you have a real sense of purpose in your life and that you've connected with this purpose and you don't just pay it lip service, you actually live it out. And it's very evident in the way you hold yourself. Ted just gave an affirmation of yes, the way you hold yourself, the way you give of your time and your energy to others. And I'm really picking up a big community vibe with you, Aquarius. I feel like you really make sure that everybody that is in your sphere feels the love and appreciation and support that you've always wanted to receive in your own life. And I feel like that is all just being reflected back to you because of your generosity of spirit. So I got this very, very strongly coming in for you. I also feel like people are really seeing that you're starting to come into alignment with your purpose, your greater purpose, and that this is something that they have a lot of respect for, that you're actually able to have the courage to live out your purpose, to step into it. And I think a lot of people are impressed with the moves you're making and the way you move. There's something about you having a certain sense of ethics and integrity that is not so easy to come by in this world. And you got a lot of admiration for that. Now, with your cards, we have Page of Cups. And crossing influence, we have the 3 of Wands. And we have my If Wishes Were Horses, the Dreamers Would Ride card. All right. First of all, I feel like you're going to be soon receiving some accolades. I think you're going to be getting some messages from people that just really fill your heart, make you feel appreciated. I also feel like you might be invited to some kind of event where they actually are acknowledging your work, acknowledging your support, what you give to the community. This might actually revolve around receiving some kind of award, some kind of tangible recognition in this way. Picking this up very strongly. It might be something that you do creatively that's garnering you a lot of attention too. I feel like there's been some big transformation you've been through in your life, and you've allowed yourself to use what happened in this situation, this big transformative event. I feel like it was something intense, and you moved through it in such a way where you allowed it to be like fuel for your fire almost. And I'm getting creative fire. There's something that you've done on a creative level that is really getting you some attention and some recognition. People are really seeing the value of what you're putting out there. I also feel like this could have something to do with you having some kind of release party. There's some kind of project you've been working on, and I think that you putting this out there and letting it be seen and letting it be witnessed is really going to get you so much attention and accolades. It's a really positive time in your life for being recognized for the creativity that you bring forward. There's something very special that you've created here that is really garnering you a lot of attention and appreciation. For some of you, this involves some kind of work you do with children. Maybe you have some kind of fundraising event you've done with kids, or some kind of project, some creative community project that you've organized involving children. And this is getting you a lot of recognition. I also feel for those of you that are parents, people really think that you are an excellent parent. They see the way that you have really nurtured your child and have supported them in being true to their own dreams and their own visions. I think that there's this big creative piece coming forward with your sign. So I think maybe you do some creative parenting. There's some different approaches you have with your children that really allows them to stay connected to their individuality. And I think that that's really being recognized. Like people are, I'm getting in particular, your parents are really proud of the parent that you've become. And that's also getting you some positive attention. But I'm getting something really big about some creative project that you've been working on. And this creative project has a lot to do with a transformational process you've been through. It's some healing process you've been through. 1122 on the clock. This really has you coming into alignment with your higher purpose on your path. And people are seeing this, like there's acknowledgement of it, recognition. And I think because of this, there's a really amazing opportunity coming your way with the 3 of Wands. I think it's a dream you've had for a long time with this Paulina Tarot card coming up here. This is my If Wishes Were Horses, the Dreamers Would Ride card. This is air and fire element for me with this horse on here, this Pegasus. And with this air and fire coming in here, it's giving me the feeling of like there's a lot of fire behind your words. Like there's a lot of passion and purpose behind your words. People think that you're an excellent communicator. You might even do some kind of public speaking, or you might do workshops or some kind of presentations, or you might be a vocalist, you might be a singer, and or a songwriter, something along these lines, or a writer. And there's something that you're putting out there that uses your voice, that uses your words, and it's garnering you a lot of attention. There may be, I keep getting, there might be some kind of like opening event or some release party, something along these lines. It's getting you a lot of attention, and the work that you bring forward in this event is going to be really well received. It's going to get you a lot of recognition. It's also going to bring some amazing opportunity your way, okay? And this might be a partnership between an air and a fire sign, this coming in for you. There could be an opportunity to like sign on to some big contract or some big one-off opportunity that could garner you a lot of success and really get your dreams moving forward in a very positive way. This looks really cool. I want to get a couple other cards for you. Let's see, what else can you tell me, Spirit, about these developments for Aquarius Collective? Give them their flowers. Let them know the appreciation and the good stuff coming in for all their hard work and the way that they've walked their path. What do people love and admire about the Aquarius Collective? What do people love and admire about the Aquarius Collective? They admire your ability to hold it all down with the anchor on the bottom here. You know, I think that you're able to like move through some really challenging situations that would cause most people to lose their shit, you know, but you're able to do it with a smile on your face, and you're always very helpful, you know, even when your own life might be a kind of complicated at times or require a lot out of you. You're always there to help somebody out of a bind. You're always there to like be the anchor in somebody's storm and help them out. And you never make anybody feel guilty about it either. You do it from a very loving place where you actually have care and regard for what people are going through. You want them to feel supported. And I think again, it kind of comes back to that piece of you really try to embody what you always wished you would receive in your own life. And I think because of this, you have so many good blessings coming in for you because people really do recognize a certain selflessness that you have. You know, you're always willing to be there for other people. And I think people have watched you go through something really difficult too. I think they've seen you go through a very challenging situation, and they really admire your grace and your determination and how you moved through that situation, that you didn't use it as an excuse to feel sorry for yourself, that you didn't sit there and complain all the time. Like you did what you had to do to keep things together and to keep moving one foot in front of the other. And I think people have a lot of respect for that. Just your ability to turn even the worst situation into something that can become the potential for new possibilities. You know, you can pull something good out of any situation, no matter what hand you're dealt. You know how to, transform that fate into destiny. And I think people are really acknowledging that about you. Um, what do people love and admire about the Aquarius collective? What do people love and admire about the Aquarius collective? Yeah, we did have the breakup card come out here. So this could be like you dealt with something that was like, maybe it was a really kind of painful experience for you. And this could be a breakup. It doesn't have to be just with like a love relationship. This can be a friendship. This can be the breaking of a contract, a breaking of a work tie. This can be uh, splitting apart in a family situation. I feel like people are really admiring, again, like the way that you moved through that situation. Like, this is something that would have sunk most people, but you moved through this challenge with a lot of grace. And I think that because of this, people see that you sort of broke up with the drama. I'm picking this up too. They see that you've broken up with the drama. You've broken up with, situations, people, places, things that don't value your contribution. They've seen you kind of take a stand for yourself to realize that you don't have to be the one that cleans up after everybody's messes anymore. You can, put yourself at the front of the line. And I think people really admire that you did that. I think for a long time, they've seen you really overextend yourself for the benefit of other people. And you've kind of like been last in line, and you do so much good. You offer so much support and assistance to people in your life. But when you've gone through challenges, a lot of times you kind of had to just muddle through on your own. And I think that people are really seeing that you've recognized the imbalance there and you've stepped into your power, and you're taking more time for yourself. You're allowing yourself to have the peace and the calm and the healing that you need in your own life, instead of feeling like in order to earn your place in people's lives, you always have to kind of be their rescuer. I mean, I'm just gonna bring it in because it's coming in, but it's got kind of like Captain Save-A-Ho energy to it. So I don't know if there was somebody you were dealing with that was constantly just sort of like pulling on you to rescue them all the time, and you were always fixing their problems for them, and then you finally like took a stand and said, you know what, no more. It's time for you to like take care of yourself. But people are seeing your strength in being able to finally acknowledge that um, you're worth that care, that time, and attention. And they're proud of you for that. They're proud of you for taking a stand against this person who was taking advantage of you. That's what I really got. Yeah, I feel like you dealt with some situations where there was a little bit of cattiness, maybe competitiveness around you, and you totally just pulled yourself out of that scenario. You didn't want to be identified with that. You didn't want to support that kind of behavior. And so you extricated yourself from this scenario. And I think people have a lot of admiration for you because of that, because a lot of people, they see something that's not quite right. They see people gossiping or involved in something along these lines, and they just sort of like, they just kind of go along with it. But you actually live by your principles. You live by the things you believe in. And that gives you a lot of respect from others because they know that you're solid. They know that they can count on you. And they know that you're the real deal. You don't play that shit. Yeah, this has something to do with something that was a secret. And I think that you're not like that. You're a very open, honest person. You're very transparent. What you see is what you get. You don't play games with people. And because of this, this may have even had to do with like a secret coming out that was very uncomfortable for you. And this might have been the source of some kind of ending of a friendship, ending of a connection, ending of a relationship. I mean, you could have gotten really ratchet, right? You could have been really messy about it. You could have fed the drama, but you didn't. Like, you handled with the situation with such grace, and you also pulled yourself out of dynamics that felt compromising. Maybe you had somebody that was wanting you to, support them and kind of doing something subversive against another person. It's got that kind of like clandestine vibe, like and you were just like, you know what? No, I'm not a part of this. That's not who I am. That's not what I represent. And I'm not gonna play this kind of game. I feel like there was some situation like that that was compromising. And you had a choice to make. Do I stand by this person? Do I participate in this? Or do I stand by my principles, my core values? And you did the right thing. You were in integrity. And I think a lot of people who are kind of insiders on this situation, they know that, they acknowledge that, and they respect that about you. All right. Top of the deck energy. Yeah, look at this, rats. We got all this energy about kind of like there's been some shady stuff that's been going on around you. And while you could have, really gone low, you could have hit below the belt, you didn't. Like you've been um, very solid in your position, and also understanding like I don't need to defend myself. I know who I am. And people really respect that about you, that you know who you are, you stand on the strength of that, and you don't allow yourself to be swayed by outside opinion. So this may have even had something to do with I'm getting something because we had this like creativity piece come in here and sort of like your work and getting acknowledgement for that. I don't know if maybe somebody tried to like steal one of your ideas, or they took something that you had created or something like this, and they tried to like run off with it and take advantage of you. I think that you are, you're getting redemption for that. And it's sort of like one of these things where I just got, ain't nothing like the real thing, Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. You may have people who want to try to like bite your style, cop your swagger, but they can't do that. There's only one you. And I think that that's the thing is like people know what's a fake and what's a genuine, all right? And so that looks really good. I think you've built up some brownie points, you've got some good karma coming to you. Yeah, and we got vigor in reverse coming up on the cut of the deck. So that tells me that, people think that you deserve a little rest and relaxation. They see how hard you've been working and they feel like you've been doing this all on your own. You've been going a long, hard road all on your own. I feel like you've been divided at times, between your head and your heart. And you took your time, to really arrive at the place where both of those things come together and they see you moving forward with determination and purpose and what you're wanting to create in your life. And I think you're going to find a lot of support coming in now. You're going to find that you're not having to go it alone all the time. So we see here you're very much a person who has a certain sense of responsibility. You feel like you want to show up for your friends, you want to show up for your loved ones, you want to show up for your community. And there's this real kind of giving energy connected to you. But I feel like your community, your friends, your loved ones, they want you to, allow yourself to receive some of their help and their support because they want to show up for you too. They see how hard you've been working. And I do feel like you're going to start feeling a lot of that love and appreciation come in where you've been giving others a lot of support and assistance. You're going to start getting some of that coming back in and it's going to feel really good. And this may have to do with a queen, okay? There might be somebody who really acknowledges who you are and what you have to offer, and they want to really, shine a light on what you do. I also feel like this is you getting your crown, so to speak, like people acknowledging just how far you've come, what you've built for yourself, and who you are. And there's this I feel like there's public recognition for it. I'm getting it very strongly that this is something that's seen by many people. So I feel like there's some kind of event, um, some kind of party, some kind of celebration. There's some kind of write up or public acknowledgement of the work that you've done. And it's really your time to shine and like have your big moment, right? And this has a lot to do with your perspective, your ability to have a very broad view, you are able to think outside the box. And so I think there's something that you really bring to the table that is different, it's different and it's being acknowledged, and word is spreading about what you do. And there may be some kind of woman involved in this and really kind of shining a light on what you do and getting that word out about you. might give you some kind of press or write up, something along these lines, or some kind of opportunity coming in, but it looks really good for you. All right. That's what I got for you, Aquarius. All right. Let's go to Capricorn. All right. Let's see here. This card's all put together here. All right. So 2548. Capricorn. Okay. So, oh, we got, ooh, all right. This is pretty good. All right. I think you have a special someone. You have a special someone singing your praises. All right. We've got the lovers here. Okay. And we have the Two of Cups. And we have the Six of Swords. And what was really interesting is the lovers and the Two of Cups is what was the crossing influence. And the Six of Swords is kind of the heart of the matter. So I feel like what people love and admire about you is your ability to be able to move forward from what you know doesn't serve you. Like you are so able to just kind of like call a spade, and just do what needs to be done. No dragging things out, no nonsense. You know, once you have your sights set on something, you move forward with a lot of purpose. And there's nothing that will shake you off your course once you've gone to that place. And the thing that's really cool about you when moving away from situations, you see in this Six of Swords card, the swords are pushed off to the side. It's like, I'm not carrying any of that forward with me. So, there might be situations where you've dealt with, a lot of difficulty or hardship. You could have a lot of hard feelings about it if you wanted to. You could hold a grudge. You could sit there and, uh, you know, let this stuff have free rent in your head, but you don't. Like you're able to just kind of like drop it. You know, once you've made up your mind about how you want to move forward, you're able to do so with a lot of grit and determination and in such a way that it's very clean. Like you're not dragging anything behind you. You're just moving forward free and clear. And I think that people have seen you move through a very troubling situation and they see that you taking that risk the way that you did, you have really moved forward to a calmer, more peaceful time in your life. They're noticing that you're a lot more, just a lot more stable and a lot more grounded, a lot more in your element. They did see, the loved ones around you did see that for a while you were really in your head, you were stressed out. Maybe you were difficult to communicate with in the past because you were so agitated about the issues you were grappling with that you just were kind of short with people or maybe kind of cut off in your communication. They've really seen this transform in you. You're a lot more peaceful. You're a lot more comfortable within yourself. You're let go of what was troubling you so much. You had the courage to move away from it. And the best part about you moving away from what was troubling you is that you didn't just move away from it, but you were able to do so in a way where you're not taking any of that forward with you. Like nobody's hearing you talk badly about this person or this situation that you moved away from. They see that you're just really in this space where you're like unbothered, you're like, I'm all about my peace. I'm all about my peace right now. And I think that they've really seen just a transformation in your whole demeanor. That's what I'm getting. I think people have seen that you moved from this place of being really stressed out to this place of inner knowing and tranquility. And they really admire the way you moved forward in a very difficult situation. Like people really have a lot of respect for your grace in handling the challenges of life and doing what needs to be done. Also, I'm getting without any recognition for it. Like you played a big part in actually cleaning up a big mess that could have caused a lot of serious stress for many people. But you kind of took the brunt of it, and you did it willingly because you felt a certain sense of responsibility to just restore a sense of peace. And I think people appreciate you so much for that because you were able to do what they didn't have the strength or the courage to do at the time. And so there's a real recognition of this. And I also feel like you have somebody that really admires your ability to move forward, and they see that you're available, and they're interested in like taking things to another level with you. I think somebody is going to invite you on some kind of trip. They want to really show appreciation to you. This is somebody that you feel an affinity with. There's a love connection here. Okay. This is about some kind of beautiful love relationship. If this is a love relationship that's already established, like you've been in a commitment with this person, you might have gone through a really challenging time. And I think people really appreciated the way you moved through that challenging time. You didn't create a bunch of drama about it online or anything. You very much stayed in a respectful space. And I really see that coming on the other side of this, there's a love opportunity. Maybe you had to choose between one of two people. Maybe there was some outside interference in a love relationship and you had to pick which way am I going to go. I think people really respect the way you handled what could have potentially been a really messy situation. They see that you made the choice that was right for you. And there's some kind of renewal, revival in the area of love. And I think you're getting an invitation, you're getting a message from somebody who has a lot of love and admiration for you. They want to take you on a trip, they want to give you a good time. They've looked at all the details. They know all the things you love, all the things you enjoy. Ted's giving a very emphatic yes on that. And so they really want to treat you. I feel like you're going to get spoiled, okay? There's some trip you're going to go on where you're really connecting with somebody that has a deep love for you. It's a romantic love. And this person just thinks you're all that, man. They think you're the bee's knees. I mean, I'm seeing this right here with the bee over to the side there, you may feel like this is almost too good to be true when it comes in. Maybe you've had your eye on this person for a while, or maybe you thought there's no way that we can overcome the challenges we've been through and get to the other side of this. But I feel like in either case, yeah, this is for you. This is earmarked for you. It's a very beautiful connection. And there's some kind of trip that's being offered to you. Somebody wants to take you somewhere. I do feel like it's like some kind of romantic getaway, and it kind of takes you by surprise. It was 33:22 on the clock. This is a big time of coming into alignment with a soulmate that I feel like in order for you to come in alignment with his soulmate, and it was 33:33 on the clock, and it was a very challenging situation you went through, and it required you to kind of be the bigger person. There was a lot of stuff that you had to just like let go. Like, let's look at what's important at the end of the day. Let's push aside any of the hard feelings, and let's find a way through these challenges to get to what matters, which is the love. I think people have seen you go through this process and they have a lot of admiration and respect for the way you move through that. Let's see what Kipper has to say to get some more information. This could be coming up pretty soon too with that Lovers card. That's sort of a very forward energy. I feel like by Gemini season, you'll really get some word about this, so like end of May, beginning of June. You might have some kind of summer getaway planned. This could have honeymoon energy too, all right? Maybe you're somebody who used to kind of play the field, or maybe you were dealing with somebody who was a real player, but you really discovered your own sense of worth, and you've done a lot of transformative work. You've moved away from a lot of behaviors that were sort of holding you back in the past. And then this brings you into alignment with somebody that you can really, build a healthy relationship with. I think people are seeing that you're leveling up in the love department. You're not being held back by, people, the type of people you used to be involved with, or the way you used to move in romantic dynamics. Like there's some big growth here around how you enter into romantic relationship. There's big romance vibes over your reading. I feel like you're somebody who's went through a lot of romantic challenges. You've had a lot of challenges in relationship. People see that you've had a really hard time. And I think that you're coming into this place now where you found somebody who really loves and appreciates you. And there's some beautiful beginning here. And people are really celebrating that. And they're happy for you to have that because they know how hard it was for you to move away from. I'm getting habits and patterns of behavior. I think there was something that was holding you back in the love department before, but Ted says yes, you've done some kind of transformational work here. There's been some kind of spiritual growth and people are really acknowledging it. Okay. Yeah, look, on the bottom of the deck energy, we have courtship in reverse. Okay. So I feel like, you know, maybe you kind of kept things in the courting phase for a long time, where somebody was keeping you on the back burner for a long time. And I feel like, you moved out of that position. You're like, I'm not going to sit around here wasting time like this anymore. It's either on or it's not. And you don't want to be in this phase anymore where, well, let me try it out and see if this is going to work for me. And you recognize that was a way of kind of having one foot in and one foot out the door. I think people see you've transformed this behavior and it's shifting something in your reality. It's shifting something in your reality. And for some of you, this involved you making a choice between one of two people. And you finally make a decision, and you handle it with a lot of integrity. And it's because of the way you handle it that people have a lot of admiration and respect for you, and they're just happy for you. They're happy to see you happy. So let's see, what do people love and admire about the Capricorn collective? What do people love and admire about the Capricorn collective? All right, are here. Adjudication. I'm telling you, some of you are getting married. All right, some of you are getting married. I'm picking this up. Like some of you have been in a situation where either you had your relationship in the courtship phase forever, like you would never really seal the deal. This could even be, just, I mean, I'm picking up marriage because with adjudication, that's something pretty big there. Okay. This could also be that you were in a marriage and you knew that it wasn't your person. It wasn't the person you were supposed to be with. And so you did the brave thing and you finally moved away from that marriage. You ended a marriage and you're now aligning with your true soulmate. Either way, I feel like you have handled the situation with such grace where you've owned your part. Okay. And you're not punishing anybody for their role, their position in the situation. You actually have let all the negative feelings go. And in terms of your own behaviors, you've been very honest with yourself about what you needed to transform within you to take things to the next level in your life, to move forward in a way that just feels like, yeah, feels right, feels in alignment. And I think that it's bringing in a beautiful relationship for you. A lot of you, this has everything to do with you shifting your position. For some of you, this meant leaving behind a marriage or relationship. For some of you, this means changing a certain behavior or pattern that you had that was just keeping you kind of like in that friend zone, or we're just dating, we're just figuring it out. Or maybe have people not taking you as a serious option. Maybe they treated you like you were an option and you moved away from that energy and said, nah, nobody puts baby in a corner. I think that this is like a big leveling up in the love department, and that people are really kind of like shouting your praises about it because they see the growth process you went through with it. And also the fact that you're not bitter, you're not resentful, you're not bitter, you're moving through cleanly. And because of this, you're aligning with somebody that really does, fill the coffers of your heart. And for those of you who just wouldn't bite the bullet and actually, make that commitment to that person, you finally kind of got over your shit and you're like, no, I'm ready. Or that person, finally is understanding that, the grass isn't greener on the other side, right? And they're making a firm commitment to you. But I see strong commitment coming in for you. And let me just see any other messages here for Capricorn Collective. What is loved and appreciated about the Capricorn Collective? Okay. Lovers, look, lovers in reverse, okay? Yeah, toil and labor in reverse, okay? So I think there's something you've really transformed in the love department, your whole approach to love, your whole outlook on relationships. I think you stopped toiling and laboring in your mind over the right decision to make in this arena. Maybe it was one of those things like shit or get off the pot. You were dealing with somebody who was like this with you, and you were like, you know what? I'll make the choice for you. If it's such a trouble, such a hassle for you to figure out if you want to choose me or not, well, I'm just going to get up from the table because I know my worth. I mean, that came through for a lot of you. You're not waiting around anymore. And because you're not putting yourself on hold and you're valuing yourself and you know what you deserve, you know what you bring to the table, you're ready to be met on that level, you got the real deal coming in. I also feel like where you've had challenges in a relationship and there's maybe a lot of fighting, a lot of struggle, a lot of stress, you're getting to the other side of that. And there's a lot of appreciation and admiration coming from your loved ones because they see that, you defied the odds. You really did commit to it. You stuck it out. And now you're getting the beautiful reward on the other side. And I think this is really going to be time of celebration for you. Just, you're going to feel the celebration in and of yourself. I feel like such a self-validating energy from you. It almost doesn't matter what other people think in terms of you and your choices because you feel good and solid within yourself. But people do recognize it, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, and again, I think this had something to do with something that caused you a lot of concern. And it came in through a message, you received some message that caused you a bit of concern. Might have had something to do with a house. Okay, there might have been something going on at home. Again, it's really giving me vibes of like serious relationship or something that happened within the family. Maybe there was some kind of like falling out and you were very worried about this, but the way you handled it, it's something that would really break most people. Most people would have just caved with the pressure that you were under. And there's something about the way you moved through it that you spared so many others that stress and turmoil. You kind of took it on for yourself because you wanted to create that stability, that security, that safety. And you moved through it in a way that was just so I'm trying to think of the right word. You really released others from a burden, you know? And I think it's one of those things that people don't understand that right now. There's some people around you that don't see it right now. But in time, people are really going to get just how much you took on to make their lives easier. And I think when they do, that's when you're really going to receive you're going to receive this message of appreciation. They're going to recognize how much stability you gave them, how much you were a rock in their time of need, and they weren't even aware of it. And I feel like this might be from somebody who they weren't very appreciative of your efforts. They might have even given you a really hard time. And I think this person is getting another look at the situation. They're seeing it from a different perspective, and they're going to reach out with you. They're going to reach out to you and they're going to express to you their concern that they didn't acknowledge that more, just how much you took on for them to make their life easier, to help them out. And I feel like this communication that comes in It's the start of some beautiful new journey for you. It's a new chapter in your life. There's a big new chapter in your life opening up for you. And it's one that's full of love and something to celebrate. And some of you you're getting hitched, you're tying the knot, and you might be planning a honeymoon, and that's something to really look forward to. Or you could meet the love of your life on a trip, all right? What comes in as first is a message of concern. Maybe you have to travel somewhere because somebody's having some trouble. And once again, you got to kind of come in and straighten everything out, keep everything calm, handle things and get things dialed in. You end up, bumping into the love of your life on the trip, and it starts you on a whole new journey. Okay. That's coming in for somebody. I got sentience there, but it looks really good. And congratulations to you for transforming things that held you back in the past and having the courage to finally like make a choice and move forward. I think you got a lot of respect for the way you handled a situation that could have really gone south. So, I hope you feel good about that, because the times when our true character is revealed is when we're tested. And it looks like you passed a test with flying colors, and there's something beautiful coming in because you made the right choice. Okay. All right, and now we're going to go to Aries. Oh my gosh, so much sentience. Aries collective, 4640 on the clock. All right, this is a really interesting message coming in for you, Aries. What do people love and admire about you? You had the Judgment in reverse, but it's kind of like wanting to go on the upturn. So this shows me that you made a choice about something. And at the time, you thought it was the right choice. You thought you were making the right judgment about a matter. But since then, new information has come to light. And with this new information, you are now reversing a judgment. You are taking steps to rectify the choice you made when you didn't have all the knowledge you needed to make that decision. And people are really admiring you and respecting you for this because you have the ability to change your mind about something. You have the ability, when necessary, to swallow your pride and accept a different view, accept a different viewpoint, to understand maybe I didn't make the right choice back there. And maybe there's something I need to do to go back and clean that up. Not everybody has the courage to do that. Not everybody has the courage to take that on, take that level of accountability to say, hey, you know what? I didn't make the best choice back there. And I really want to work this out. All right. I think that this is a situation that has caused you a lot of unrest and instability. It might have been hard for you to make this choice when you made it initially. I think there's a part of you that feels relief that you weren't seeing the situation clearly. You welcome this opportunity to, step forward and say, hey, I didn't have the information I needed, or I was misinformed, or I wasn't clear at the time I made this choice. And people are really feeling a lot of love and respect for you, that you have the ability to admit, when you could have done better or you could have made a better choice. They see you turning something around. They see you making a choice and turning something around. Let's get a clear view on this. I want to get some more information for you in this regard, right? Let's see, Spirit. What do people love and admire about the Aries collective? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective, Spirit? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective, Spirit? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective, Spirit? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective, Spirit? What do people love and admire about the Aries collective, Spirit? Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we have eternal love. I feel like this is love coming from your ancestors. I feel like this is love coming from someone that you were very close to that passed on, and they're letting you know that they see the work that you've been doing. They see the changes that you've made in your life. They see who you've become. I got who you've grown to be. So this could be a parental figure or like a grandparent. I'm picking up that energy. It's somebody who saw you grow up, you know. They've known you since you were little. I'm picking up masculine energy around it very strongly. And they're just saying they really admire. I heard the man you've grown into being. Okay. So I think this is a particular message coming forward for the masculine. But either way, I do feel like there's a lot of love and support from your ancestors. They're really proud of who you've grown into being. They're proud of the person you've become. You've done them proud. You may have even been giving some like offerings to your ancestors recently. You may have been connecting with your ancestors more, talking to your ancestors more. They're feeling that love and appreciation. They're going to send that love and appreciation back to you by kind of helping you find the keys that unlock your doors of opportunity. Look for their hand to be in this next chapter that's opening up in your life. I think you're going to feel the blessing of your ancestors all over it. There's something about this. There's something about your roots. I feel like there's a big healing that's happening within your family too, or there's some relationship within your family that you've really been taking steps to heal, and your loved ones that have passed on, they're really extending their gratitude for this. This is something that brings a lot of peace. Okay, it brings a lot of peace and a lot of healing, and there's a lot of proud recognition coming from your loved ones from the other side, because they've seen that you've done what you needed to do to bring about this reconciliation and this healing within the family. And they just have so much appreciation, love, and support for you with this. So much so that they want to reward you. I feel like you got blessings coming in from your ancestors. And I feel like it's just like the floodgates have opened with this. So you're going to just see so many things start to free up in your life and come a lot easier for you. We got dawn, the light after the darkness. All right. Like I said, you went through some difficult passage in your life. Maybe you didn't make the best choices. Maybe you haven't always made the best choices, but you're always able to hold accountability for those choices. And when something wasn't done right, you know how to turn around, make a U turn, and make it right. Okay. So I feel like there's some kind of rift, there's some kind of falling out, there's something that happened here, that has to do with a loved one. It could be with a family member, or it could be with a lover. But you had the courage to kind of like face this situation head on, stick it out, move through the uncomfortable parts of it. And now there's this like reunion energy. It's opening up a new chapter in your life. And there's a lot of celebration that comes from like the family bloodline around this. All right. Could have been really deep healing with a child too, for some of you, or something around a child. Um, again, this could be a parent from beyond the grave that is like just acknowledging the growth they've seen. And they're very, very proud of you. I do pick up masculine energy with it very strongly. Okay. But this is like so much beauty coming into your life after a time of darkness. So really look for blessings to start coming in from your ancestors. Big owl energy. And this owl came out in reverse. Now, the owl has to do with, in many indigenous tribes, it has to do with deceiver medicine. So I feel like this is you moving out of illusion, moving out of the ways that you've lied to yourself about who you are, what you're capable of achieving. And this is you finally, seeing the truth about yourself, seeing the truth about others, and in some way taking a very wise action. And again, it was that reversed energy. So there was some choice you made in the past that you thought it was the right choice. And now you're recognizing it's not. And instead of just stubbornly standing in your position, intractable, you're like, no, I got to do what I have to do to change this. And look, we got illumination. Something was illuminated. Something was illuminated. And because of this illumination, you were able to realize you needed to turn this thing around. You needed to do your U-turn. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe there's something that wasn't communicated clearly. All right. But something's been illuminated in this regard. I just got maybe even were on the receiving end of some false communication, like somebody told you something that wasn't true. And now you realize that it wasn't true at all. It was an unnecessary fear. Okay. And instead of just, standing stubbornly in your position, you had the wherewithal to say, okay, I need to do what I need to do to turn this situation around. And there's a lot of celebration for this. Look, it's all about forgiveness for you, releasing the burden. 56 on the clock. There's a big healing happening here for you. And I think maybe you are going to ask somebody for forgiveness, or somebody is going to ask you for forgiveness, right? But there's this piece about you kind of being the bigger person in this situation and really owning up to where you could have done better. And it just brings this beautiful healing in. And this healing is not just about you or this relationship. This healing is actually, I feel like it's like generational healing. Like you've broken a really destructive, unhealthy pattern or cycle in your life that has kind of played out throughout your bloodline. And so there's a real like celebration and coming together around this. Look at this ghost regret. There's something, ooh, zombie control, okay, on the other side. Yeah, you're breaking free of what held you back in the past. You're not living with regrets anymore. You don't want to live with regret. You remember where you came from. There's that ancestor piece again. You know where you came from. And you're standing strong on that. You want to do, and there's something about your family is really important to you, and you really want to do your family proud. And I think there were some things that you really regretted, some choices you made, some moves you made. And I think that, maybe it's because you were trying to exercise some sense of control because things felt so out of control. But there's really this strong message here that you are protected, you are covered, you are blessed by your ancestors. And I think that they shine a light on something for you. You got some kind of guidance that came in for you. It could have came in through a dream or just some kind of circumstance that seemed unusual. Like I feel like you got some kind of message that came in that was a warning from your ancestors that got you back on the right path and made you realize that if you continued to move in this way, you were going to have something to really regret, and they wanted to spare you from that. You listened to it, and you turned it around. You relinquished control, and you started dropping more into your heart space. Maybe you looked at things much more rationally in the past. You were stuck too much in your head, and you've had the courage to kind of relinquish that control and drop into your heart and trust. Trust where your heart has been leading you, because you don't want to live with regrets. There's this piece here for you about healing and forgiveness and admitting when maybe you didn't make the right judgment call. And all of this has garnered you so much respect, so much admiration, so much appreciation. And it's just absolutely a turning point for you. And I think you're going to feel a lot of blessings coming in. And I want to get just one more card to just feel out, what is this blessing energy coming in for Aries Collective? What is this blessing that the Aries Collective is going to receive? Woo! Bottom of the deck energy, the sun, pure happiness. This is the manifestation of your desires. It's your time to shine. I think you're going to receive a lot of recognition from others. I think, you're breaking through the storm. You went through a difficult passage, and now the light is returning into your life. And I think this summer is going to be a really wonderful time for you. You may even have some travel planned with that compass energy there. A lot of happy changes coming into your life this summer. So do look to receive your flowers then. And cut of the deck energy. Yeah, there's some message that comes in. It changes.